Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Maker with me, Mr. Gill. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for all of your previous views, likes, comments, suggestions, subscriptions, and all of that jazz. Welcome to the first time we're going to give you some tippy tips. Mr. Gill's top 5 tipperoos. Basically, that's what we're going to call this. Mr. Gill's top 5 tipperoos. Ladies and gentlemen, early game tips in order to sustain your gameplay, in order to grow your castle, keep, etc. and town, in order to be competitive. So we're talking early game gameplay. So we are currently at level 10. This has taken us a few hours. As I've said before, I only play on PC, so I don't play on my phone. If you were playing on your phone, I would say this would take you no more than 2 hours to get to level 10. If you used all the speed ups and did all the things and followed all the things, so yeah, maybe 2 to 3 hours would probably take you that. So at this point, before this point, these are the tips I want you to understand, I want you to remember. Number 1 tip is to hold off upgrading to level 10 for as long as you possibly can. And by as long as you possibly can, I don't mean forever, but I mean, just play it by ear. However, at level 10, you lose your initial newbie shield. Okay, it's a shield that protects you from being attacked by other players. You lose that once you upgrade your keep to level 10. That means that you will then be able to attack by other players. You'll also be able to attack other people and all that kind of jazz going on. And then you're going to start to lose troops and all of that thing. So my tip is that you should make sure you hold off to level 10. You do all of the things that you possibly can do in order to upgrade, get everything going, do lots of research, train a dozen billion troops, and make sure that everything is ready for that initial attack, which will undoubtedly come. We have recently upgraded to level 10, and I expect sometime within the next 1 day or 2 days, I will be devastated by a sneak attack by a rival. My tip number 2. Okay, and the next 2 tips are kind of similar tips, but my tip number 2 is to make sure that you are continuously doing something. Okay, there's a lot of things for your nobles to be doing, a lot of things for your armies to be doing. One of those big things is exploring the small dungeons that are dotted around the map. You can see here we can get quite a lot of potential loot. A lot of this loot is parts that you're going to use to craft weapons and stuff like that. A lot of this loot is XP, battalion equipment XP is super important in order to upgrade your things. Upgrading even a small part of your stuff here will give you another 2% damage and stuff like that, which is super useful in the short term. So make sure that you're exploring. Now your guys will have a cooldown, if we can see how. Oh no, wait, not there. If we go here, explore, you can see they're all on cooldown at the moment. They can explore a dungeon roughly every 7 hours. Now there are boosts, things that will change that. You can see here he's got plus 20% explore recovery. That means that he has a shorter amount of cooldown time so that he'll be able to explore again relatively fast. Those buffs, those boosts come from certain perks and traits depending on if your guy is a merchant, if whatever he's doing, all that kind of stuff. There's also equipment boosts and all those things that will affect that. But roughly every 7 hours your guys can go and explore a small dungeon and gain some of that free loot. It only takes a minute or so it's super useful to do. If you time it right, you should be able to do this at least 3 times per day before the resets. But super important to do. And you can see I've just sent my guys out and they've just all done that. The second thing is raiding. You should constantly be raiding the marauder camps around you, the marauder camps all over the thing, and you should be raiding the highest level ones. You can see obviously down here in some of the things that we have to do are quests. Kill them all, part 19, defeat a level 10 camp. And basically, the game is going to ask you to keep on doing that and keep on doing that. And there is no limit to the amount of camps you can attack a day. You have no stamina, so to speak, so you should constantly be sending your armies out to raid as much as you possibly can. Obviously, by raiding, you're going to gain things like, and this is the super important one, champion XP, and then you're also going to gain these combat merits. So champion XP is obviously used to upgrade your champions. If we pop in here, we can see, like, say, who is this? Agnes. If I wanted to promote her, she's now level 3, but if I wanted to promote her, I need 50,000 of the XP, and I've only got 200. So I have to constantly be out there raiding in order to gain some of that. Same thing with my noble here with Mr. Gill. If I want to advance his training, his talents, so to speak, I'm going to need a lot of war merits, combat merits. I've just opened this one, which cost me 45, and they're just going to cost more and more and more and more as we go further down this list. So it's really important that you're constantly raiding as much as you possibly can. I try and send out at least half a dozen in the morning and half a dozen again in the evening, just depending on how much time I have to play. Tip number 5, numero 5. I don't know if that's the right word. Make sure your guys are always doing something in the keep. So we have our keep, the coop. The keep is made up of a number of rooms. These rooms are super important because by dragging your nobles into these rooms, you're going to be able to increase the speed of certain things in your castle or in your city. You can see here by dragging these two dudes here, that's giving us a plus 4% on our construction speed. By dragging these two down here, it's a plus 3% on our research speed, and this guy down here is a plus 2% on our silver production speed. Other rooms do other things. We can drag guys here for city defense, drag people down here for food production, and there was another one, drag people over here for healing speed. So super important that they're not just standing around idle. You'll notice they're standing around idle if they're all standing here in the Great Hall, and that means you need to drag them around just by clicking on them, holding, and moving them around like a saw. Bam, pop you in there. Yes, okay. Do bear in mind that if you summon your peeps to a trading spot, trading hall, whatever they're called, trading post, then when they arrive back in your city, they will no longer be assigned to a room and you have to assign them again. So make sure that they're always assigned and you're always getting that little buff in the background. 5th tip. No, did we do 5? Did I say numero 5? I've lost count of how can I lose count of 5 things? That's insane. Tip number 5, because the last one should have been tip number 4. So numero 5 again. Cinque? I don't know how to say 5 in either Spanish, French. I don't know how to say 5 in any other language. Make sure that you're constantly trading. Okay, trading is a super good way to earn a little bit of silver on the side. Not necessarily for that, though. That's not the most important thing. But if we pop in here and we go summon, let's just take Mr. Gill here, like so, and then go into the market. I said go into the market. Fantastic. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Gill should arrive. Where is he? There he is. And then if we click on here on trade, and we select Mr. Gill, and we do say a small stone trade, this is going to earn us a couple of things. One, it's going to earn us some noble XP, but 2, it's going to earn us some trade merits and a little bit of silver. Okay, we'll also get a little bit of silver swapping some of this stone. Now you can see at the moment I've got quite a bit of stone, so that's all right, we can do that. Now what's important about these is those trade merits, those merchant merits, so to speak, because those are the things you're going to use to upgrade your merchant peeps. So you can see here Mrs. Gill is a merchant. If we pop into Mrs. Gill and look at her talents and look at this one, what we need here are, they are not merchant, trade merits. In order to increase her talents, we're going to need trade merits, and that's the same for any of these merchant style nobles. They're going to need trade merits. So once again, it's super easy, like raiding, like attacking the dungeons a little bit. It is super easy to do this constantly, to get your guys out there and do some trading. And I'm going to summon all of these guys now, bam, because I'm about to go to work. So these guys are going to be trading here while I'm at work and earning me some trade merits and a little bit of silver, though I'm not too worried about the silver. Once they all start arriving, we can just click on the trade again, select, bam, let's do a food trade because we've got a lot of food. Select, bam, food trade, select, bam, food trade, select, bam, food trade. Now you can see this is roughly going to take 2 hours, about 2 hours for each of them to do that, which is a perfect amount of time. It's enough time for you to go and make some toast, have a shower, talk to your friends and eat some cheese and all that kind of jazz before you come back and you check on your guys. But while you're away, they're going to be earning you trading merits. So just to recap, number 1, stick on level 9 as long as you can, upgrade all your buildings, upgrade all your champions, do all of that sort of thing. 2, explore, as much as possible. So hit those little dungeons, get exploring, get those battalion equipment things that you're going to need in order to upgrade your battalions. 3, raid as much as possible the NPC camps all over the place. That's going to give you some champion XP and help you to upgrade your champions as fast as possible. In the keep, make sure they're all doing some stuff. Assign them rooms. Upgrade that will give you a little buff to your construction speed, your research speed, your silver production, your food production, and lots of other jazz. And number 5, make sure that if you are ever going to pop off for a few hours or so, get them to do something that's going to take a little bit of time. Send them to trade. That'll earn you trade merits so that you can upgrade your merchants. Right. Those are my top 5 tips early game. Early game, yeah. As I said before, what we're doing is we're playing a bit of gameplay. You'll see videos that are just me, with my castle, and then you're going to see other videos which are a bit more kind of tutorial based, a little bit more tip based, as this one is. And as we progress through playing, through learning, we're going to update these videos. So there will be another top 5 tips, and it'll be top 5 tips mid game, top 5 tips expert level. I don't know. We'll work out something. Top 50 tips, whatever we do. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you click that like and subscribe and all of that jazz. Let me know what you think down below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.